everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, for everyone who's new, my name is Michelle. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So, today I'm going to talk about the upcoming month of July 2025. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with what this means in general, so the aspects in astrology, and then we're going to dive into each and every single sign. I will look at your predictions when it comes to the astrology, and then I will draw a card with that. And before we start, I just want you to keep in mind that this is a general reading. These are general predictions. If you would like to know what the upcoming time means for you, you would like me to analyze your birth chart, things like that, you can look on my website. I provide several different type of readings. Also, I'm doing one-on-one intuitive astrology coaching to go really in depth and remove the blocks from your life. So you can actually, with the right timing of astrology, attract the things to you that you would like in your life. And also, I'm doing one-on-one. I'm teaching people astrology, okay? And you can send me an email in the description box below. So you can ask for more information about that if you would be interested in that. So let's start with the month of July, because actually, like this month, we don't have a lot of this difficult aspects. There's just one that stands out to me, which is the south node in a conjunction with Mars, and it will be in the sign of Virgo. So we're going to dive into this aspect. Then we're also going to have Neptune retrograde on the 4th of July. And also we're going to have Saturn retrograde, which stations retrograde on the 12th of July. And we're also going to have Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is going to station retrograde on the 17th of July. And it will go direct on the 10th of August. Okay. So we're going to look at that. What does it mean? In general, when we have multiple retrogrades, this is a time to introspect. Okay. So June was a month to move forward, but here in July, we're kind of looking into what have we overlooked? What have we skipped? Is there something that needs an extra eye or extra attention, like something that maybe could even be more upgraded? Okay. Same with relationships, right? Like, what have you skipped when it comes to communication, or maybe you have overlooked some red flags? Things like that, okay? So you're going to reevaluate certain situations and also karmic situations, because we're dealing also now with Saturn retrograde. It's in a conjunction with the Neptune, which is also going to be retrograde. So there are karmic lessons because it's in Aries, which is related to your identity, your leadership, like where do you lack to stand up for yourself? Where do you feel like you can not be fully yourself? Maybe you're feeling judged. And when I'm saying feeling judged, I'm going towards this South Node and Mars conjunction, because Virgo is known to be judgmental. Okay. Mars here is intense, it's a very masculine planet. So there's going to be anger combined with some judgmental comments. And you will see hidden enemies coming to the forefront with this placement, okay? That would be the shadow aspect. So keep your eyes open. You will see how people really think about you. And they might be making some comments or showing more of their feelings. And in general, I don't know if you noticed, but worldwide, a lot of masks are dropping. So truth is coming out. People that you thought were your friends or had good intentions with you, these energies that we have now on the planets are really revealing people's true faces, okay? So it's best to come in agreement with who you are, especially with Saturn in Aries. Like, accept your identity, accept yourself, and tune into your heart. This is going to be really important. On the good note, Mars is the planet of action. So it's not just aggression, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So it's harsh speech, gossip, judgmental comments, like I said. Some people are gonna compulsively cleaning the house, but also cleaning the mind. Like, it could be overthinking, but also really wanting to work on things. Okay. So things from past lives might be coming back, certain situations that need to be cleaned up, that need to be resolved. And Virgo is very analytical. So Virgo is able to define what's going on and resolve it. Okay. That's why Virgos are very good at giving advice. People with Mercury in Virgo or with strong Virgo placements, they're really good at listening and then giving advice accordingly. So, you could be feeling like you want to organize your life, putting pressure on it. I want to clean my house. I want to clean up my job. I really want to get this organized. And, you know, being of service and maybe being a bit aggressive about it, like I really want to stand up for this group of people. I want to be of service. I want to take action on this. So they're going to be like this inner frustration that's going to help you take action. Okay. So it's almost could be even being judgmental to yourself, but it really depends on where this placement is for you. Okay. So on the 10th of July, we're going to have the full moon in the sign of Capricorn. Okay. This will be at 18 degrees. So anyone who has either, any planets in Cancer at 18 degrees or Capricorn, you will be highly impacted by this full moon. Now, Capricorn is not doing really great with the moon because the moon is ruled by Cancer, and Capricorn can't always access their feelings right away. Okay, what helps is to rationalize it and taking time to feel it. But because we have quite some nice aspects, okay? Another really, really, really major transit that is happening is that Uranus is going to move in the sign of Gemini. This will happen on the 7th of July, up until the 8th of November. Okay, up until the 8th of November. So during this full moon in Capricorn, Uranus will be in the sign of Gemini. And Uranus in Gemini is really all about, because we have an air sign here, about communication. So there's going to be so many brilliant ideas coming up during this time because Uranus is sudden, unexpected, innovative, and Gemini rules the third house. This is about communication. This is about, new inventions will be made, technological inventions, some type of research might be revealed because Gemini is really known for gathering information, doing research, certain journalism. Maybe people are investigating something kind of out of the box, out of the comfort zone. In your personal life, you will see that you have sudden good ideas. So yeah, there will be more advancement when it comes to technology and ideas on how we can move forward in the future. There could be new platforms on how to communicate, even like new ways of traveling, new ways of, yeah, maybe transport, even like an upgrade in transportation. I'm gonna make a separate video. I was just thinking about it, about Uranus in Gemini. So we're gonna dive deeper into that. But it's up until the 8th of November, and it will be back in Taurus, and then it will be back in Gemini. I'm going to explain it all in that separate video. But so Uranus is in a conjunction with Venus. And Venus is during this full moon also in the sign of Gemini. So here we have kind of open conversations when it comes to your love life. Okay, so maybe you want to do something fun with your partner. You want to have this really open conversations, have, you know, fun ideas. Maybe you have an idea of working together if you are in a romantic relationship. And if you are single, you kind of feel free, you want to explore, you want to have good conversations. So if you're dating, you might be, you know, meeting people that give you some really brilliant ideas. Okay. Also money, right? Because Venus is money. So there could be new ideas of making money, new platforms can be created that related to money. Uranus likes unique ideas. Okay. Yeah, Jupiter in Cancer, very, very beautiful. It's in a square with Neptune. So sometimes you might feel like overindulgence a little bit. So be very careful with that, that you're not eating too many nice things or, you know, indulging a bit too much, because this is a very nurturing sign. Like Cancer wants to spoil themselves. It's a very nurturing, but also a leading sign. Okay. Don't underestimate Cancer energy because it's really forwarding and it likes to take the lead, but like a warm, kind of mothery energy. Okay. So Venus is also in a trine with Pluto. So here we have this empowering energy, very creative energy. So yeah, listen to your ideas around this day because there might be new ideas coming up. And here we have this Mars and like South Node conjunction, not as strong yet. This will be much stronger when this is going to be during this new moon. And this new moon will be at 2 degrees in Leo. And, you know, here we already have Mercury retrograde. And for the people that don't know, you don't have to fear Mercury retrograde, okay? It's pretty nice in some ways because you can overlook, review everything you've done so far and optimize everything, okay? So this is usually not a time to launch something new unless you have Mercury retrograde in your chart. This is really to introspect. It's in the sign of Leo. So removing these blocks that block you from self-expression, like what is preventing you from fully expressing yourself. And that is also being enhanced with Saturn and Neptune retrograde in the sign of Aries. So here we look at, you know, what are you missing about yourself or what can you enhance when it comes to your creativity. So we have this new moon in a trine with Neptune and Saturn. So yeah, it's time to dive within yourself. A lot of you are going back to childhood, maybe doing some hobbies that you did back then. And yeah, like if you used to like painting, maybe you want to try that again and just have fun with it. Okay, this new moon is also in a sextile with Uranus in the sign of Gemini. So brilliant new ideas coming up. Tune in to your inner child. Have fun. Maybe you want to go on a trip. You want to travel. But we also have this new moon in opposition with Pluto retrograde. Here it's kind of clashing, right? Like Leo wants to stand out, and Aquarius wants to find a way to all be equal. Okay. And nothing what is wrong or right or wrong. So here you have to find a way that you can stand out and still be equal to other people. Because the beauty is that everyone has their own talent and their own self-expression, and we can still be all equal, right? If people start to think they are better than other people, um, that's coming from ego. And if you start to undermine yourself and really put yourself down, that's coming from a low self-worth. So both are the same. Okay, they're coming from the same wound. People are like undervaluing themselves or overvaluing themselves. It's the fine line in the middle that's working, especially with oppositions. Um, Yeah. Then we have a square with Chiron. So here you will see your blocks here, okay, with why you're feeling not good enough to actually do what you want to do. And some of you might feel guilty to have fun. Come here. Sorry. Sorry. Here he is again, like trying to come here. Okay, you go sit here. Okay, little. Yeah. Okay. Go sit here. He's so playful. Yeah. So he's climbing on the chair. He's so small, but he can like climb halfway. So he was hanging in my dress down here. So what else can I tell you? I think I'm ready to start with all the signs, okay? Um, Let me pull the chart up. Here we go. So let's start with Aries. So my lovely Aries sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in Capricorn in your 10th house, okay? So here there is a massive focus on your career. And actually, your career can be inspired by spending time either at home or spending time with your family, because here we have Jupiter in your 4th house as well. This could also be a beautiful time to, for example, move. Like some of you are moving for work, selling a house, moving location, or literally you're just cleaning up your place or upgrading it, okay? It has to feel like home for you. This is extremely important. So if you feel like your house is not making you feel comfy or comfortable, then yeah, it's asking you for some upgrades. Now, this Mars South Node conjunction in the 6th house is letting you pay attention to your health, okay? So, what I cannot recommend during this time, so between the end of the month, so more or less the 8th of July and the end of the month, be very careful with like overdoing sports, because you could get like injuries if you're doing too much or being a bit reckless with sports. So take it one step at a time. It's also time to look at your health, okay? Some of you might even get like a fever because Mars is a hot planet. It's warm. So this is hormonal imbalance, fevers. These might be coming up to show you what still needs to be healed in your body, okay? Nothing to fear. Everything that's shown to you is a gift because it's actually telling you, you know, something needs to be worked at. So maybe change of diet, change of how you do your sports. So yeah, you're going to be pushed towards that. Also, this might trigger some enemies in the workplace, some disagreements with your colleagues, some gossip going on. So stay strong and don't react, don't respond to it, because it's going to make things worse. Then we have this new moon in your 5th house on the 24th at 2 degrees. And this is really asking you to be creative, Aries. So if there's a time to be creative, it's now. And with Saturn in your 1st house, you're definitely doing a massive upgrade in your life. Massive, okay? It's asking responsibility combined with creativity. So some of you are literally starting some kind of creative endeavor. So I'm getting disruption, okay? So this disruption could be external factors. This could be your health. This could be your, like I said, your colleagues, foundation and achievement. But your home situation is your luck right now, your family, your home, okay? And if you know your home is your soul family, that's same as family, okay? If I'm telling you about family, it's also your soul family. So whatever feels like home to you, and even being home within your own body. If you don't feel at home with yourself, I'm getting mental conflict. So there might be a lot of thoughts coming in. lot of ideas also, because Uranus now is in the third house, right? So there might be a lot of overthinking. Write things down right now, because there also can be a lot of brilliant ideas in between. Moving on, patience and planning. So your planning needs patience. One step at a time. Don't go too fast. And this is frustrating for you because you're a fire sign and Saturn is kind of holding you back. But yeah, take it one step at a time. Make a plan. Don't overdo sports. Look at your health, and be creative, because it's a creative month and you're going to have new ideas that you're going to execute on the long term. So that would be for you, my lovely Aries. If you'd like to book a reading with me, check out my email in the description box below. And if you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to my channel. And until next time, everyone, thank you so much. Let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Capricorn on the 10th of July in your 9th house. And Jupiter also is in your 3rd house right now, okay? So this is a beautiful time to take a trip if you want to travel. Yeah, go out there. Maybe you want to swim, spend time nearby water, nearby the beach. You are also in a cycle of learning, studying, teaching. You're going to be so magnetic when it comes to your speech. So if you want to write a book or communicate in some ways, you can really inspire people right now. So this Mars South Node conjunction is in your 5th house. Here, there could be past pains coming up regarding your childhood. So maybe you're going to be hard on yourself. Like, if you're a person that's in general hard on yourself, you're going to feel this coming up. This is an opportunity for you to heal this blockage, okay? Like thinking you're not creative enough, thinking that people might not want to, might not want to buy what you have to sell, for example, that you're not creative enough. But being tough on yourself here, you're going to figure out something new so you can take action, okay? There also could be a little bit of squirreling with your partner. So if you are in a relationship, it could be that you're going to have some words. It could be passion as well. And really seeing how you can reorganize the relationship. Okay, what would you like to change? How can you improve together? Like Virgo likes to improve things. And Mars is here, let's take action. How can we improve this relationship that we have together? 5th house is also very much related to your children. So if you're pregnant, be very careful. Don't do a lot of sports or crazy movements in this month of July. Be very nurturing, very, especially if you're traveling and you're pregnant, just be, very gentle with your baby. Also, there could be some words going between you and your kids, okay? Some disagreements, maybe not being fully aligned with each other. But like I said, Virgo likes improvement. So here you can see what you can improve. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So some of you are feeling a little bit lost when it comes to your career. Okay. We have this new moon on the 24th of July, which is going to be in your 4th house. And this will trigger some situations maybe with your family regarding your work. Like maybe they're asking about your work and you feel uncomfortable because Pluto in your 10th house can really, really change your career. Like you need to shift inside out. And it could even give a gap between work. It could be giving difficulty in your work situation, but you're going to ground yourself again. Okay. You're going to have a solid grounding, becoming more confident in yourself so you can go. You see, I'm getting heart's desires. So what is it that you really want to do, Taurus? Pluto is kind of breaking down everything when it comes to your career because it wants you to go in the direction that is better suiting for you. And sometimes it really outs itself with, for example, a dominant boss or someone that's really manipulating you. I've had that in my work in the past when I still worked in the office. That was 5 years ago already. I said goodbye to my office life 5 years ago. No, I think 5.5 years ago, 2019. Okay. And I had someone who was very dominant, trying to dominate me, trying to take my position and this person changed everything for me because I got so pissed. I was so done. Like, I think that was the end of what I was capable of doing more when it came to the job. And then I became self-employed. I started studying astrology. So this person changed my life, and I cannot thank him enough because if he wasn't a bad person to me, I wouldn't have done that. So sometimes it just requires a tough person in your life to change everything. So thank those people. You'll see later what they did for you and how you became a better person because they made your life so hard that you have no choice than to make changes. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to book a reading with me or you want to look at my intuitive astrology coaching program, have a look on my website. And thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time. So let's move on to Gemini. Gemini sun, moon, and rising. So pretty big for you because Gemini, you're gonna have Uranus in your sign this month, okay? It's moving in your sign on the 7th of July. And if you have between 0 and 5 degrees sun, moon, or rising, you're gonna be definitely very impacted, okay? So what does Uranus do? It gives you a lot of ideas. It makes you want to go out of the box. So here you want to explore your identity, your way of communication. You want to speak more freely. You want to express more freely. So some of you are going to change your appearance. You're going to maybe try different paths. Like some of you want to have a more free life, maybe freelancing or expressing yourself in ways that might shock people, but it's also innovative and it teaches other people to also be comfortable by being a bit different, right? Because if we're all the same, it's kind of boring. We have this full moon in the sign of Capricorn on at 18 degrees. Did I say that correct? Yes. On the 24th, no, sorry, on the 10th of July. Okay, guys, I'm having a brain freeze. On the 10th of July, and it will be in your eighth house. So this has everything to do with your finances. Jupiter now is in your second house. This is amazing news. Jupiter is exalted in in Cancer. Sorry, not in the second. Okay, focus. Get back to work. So Jupiter in the second house really attracts a lot of finances to you. And this is because you are becoming worthy. You're valuing yourself more, okay? You're becoming more nurturing towards yourself. This is going to attract a lot more money, okay? But you need to be careful how you organize your money. So imagine a lot of money is coming in. How are you going to invest it? Now you have Capricorn in the eighth house, so you need to do a lot of research before you invest in something. You need to do hard work almost to, put it in the right, like, so to speak, investment. And it needs to be a long-term investment. Like short-term investments are not going to work for you. That's gonna put a brake on your money, or there could be something that makes you lose it, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn loves to have a slow structure, okay? Long-term success. And then we have this new moon in the sign of Leo in your third house. So some of you want to take a trip. Maybe you would like to travel. Make sure that you have everything organized, okay? That you, because like this new moon has beautiful aspects, right? It could be like a sudden trip because it's in an aspect with Uranus in the first house, and it's in an opposition with Pluto. So it could be that maybe things are not going completely as you wish them to go, but it could be a trip that really transforms you. And we have Mercury in your third house, retrograde, so be careful with signing contracts. It could be that the way you communicate is more in depth. Okay, that's why people stutter during Mercury retrograde, is because you're really thinking and feeling about everything you want to say. Okay, you're taking more time. So yeah, don't punish yourself. It's actually a positive thing. Okay. And we have Mars conjunct the South Node in your fourth house. So here, things might be coming up regarding your housing situation. So any trouble with landlords, roommates, people that you live with, might be coming up. If you're selling a house, there might be some disruptions here, so make sure to check on that. Be careful with your furniture, like maybe something is breaking, because we're dealing with Mars here, a lot of energy, and Virgo likes to clean. So maybe time to clean your house, but also be careful that you don't drop your valuable things, okay? In the end, it's just materials, right? But if I can tell you to pay attention, at least I can help you with that. Okay. So let me get you a card, Gemini. Money, money, money. Triumph. Okay. So time. You also have Venus in your sign this month. So beautiful time for self-expression. There's this magnetic pull towards you. You're gonna feel like it's kind of weird, but they love it. It's like you're kind of expressing yourself in quirky ways, but people are like, I dig this. This is fun. Fulfillment of wishes. So I feel like some tears had to drop. So you felt cleaned up. Maybe you had to let go of something. Um, and this is helping you actually getting to your dreams. So it's almost like something has to go. And when something goes, you're actually attracting new opportunities in your life. And I'm getting books here. So great time. Ooh, don't fall. This deck is falling. So great time for reading books, studying something, doing research, and especially do your research regarding investments. Okay. It's not about time to do it, but just read into it before you commit to anything. Only long-term commitments. Okay. Also check your taxes, your paperwork, your insurances, things like that. It's time to organize. I know it sounds really boring, but this is life. This is the earth we chose where we have to arrange all these things. Okay. So that would be my message for Gemini. So if you like this video or you want to follow more of my videos, subscribe to my channel. I also do private readings. So check out my website and maybe I'll talk to you one day. Thank you so much, Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, and Rising. For you, this is a lovely time, okay? This is a lovely, lovely, lovely time because Jupiter is in your sign and it's really expanding here. It's really showing you what is possible. However, Saturn and Neptune are in the 10th house. So you're kind of at crossroads, okay? You're there, you have the optimism to make certain changes, especially in the workplace, but it's not fully aligned for it yet. This takes hard work, but with planning, hard work, you're going to make it happen. Okay. So this also has to do with your identity. So how can you align how you feel within with how you present yourself in the workplace? Okay. So yeah, good stuff might be happening. You're really drawing in opportunities to you. And some of them require for you to work hard, but it's gonna bring something to you, okay? It's not like you work hard and it's for nothing. It's gonna be for something major, something new. Uranus just moved in your 12th house, okay? So Uranus on the 7th of July will move in your 12th house, and this brings in very vivid visions in meditation, for example. For some of you, this is really some kind of awakening. You could have very vivid dreams. So keep a dream journal. For some of you, if you're having a lot of vivid dreams, keep your journal with you. And also for it could bring in some restlessness, okay? So write down everything before you go to sleep. Otherwise, you might struggle sleeping. Get a sip. Okay. So we have this full moon in Capricorn in your 7th house. So Cancer, if you are single and you're ready to mingle, this is your time, okay? This is a beautiful timing for you to meet someone. We do have this moon in a trine with Mars and the South Node. So the only thing is that be careful with certain communication with if you are in a relationship, that there could be some communication that needs to happen in order to resolve something. Okay. So people that come into your life right now, when it comes to love, okay, there's definitely an opportunity. Make sure that you don't rush things. Don't rush things. Okay. See what is there. Because it could also bring someone in from a past life that comes back to set things straight. So Mars and the South Node are in your 3rd house. So here you could deal with some tough communication in general, also with your siblings, with your neighbors. If anything needs to be resolved, make sure to meditate before and then talk to them, because otherwise it could become a bit of a fight, like judging each other, and it's really hard to find a resolution. Then we also have Mercury retrograde in your 2nd house, okay? So be very careful with signing contracts, especially around this new moon, okay? If you are going to sign something, make sure to double check it, and also be very aware of false investments, things that are too good to be true. Fertility. So some of you are starting a new project, right? Fertility is not just pregnancy. For some of you, it is getting pregnant, as expecting a child. But this is also the growth maybe of something new, like something. And look, this person's heart is like lightened up. So it's something that your heart wants you to do. Throat chakra and stand your ground. So yeah, you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And this is the South Node and Mars in your 3rd house, okay? But make sure to meditate before. You can definitely be grounded, stand up for yourself, and tell how it is, how you feel, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can check out my website, or you can send me an email that you find in the description box below. Thank you so much, and until next time, let's move on to Leo. So Leo, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in Capricorn in your 6th house, okay? And this is highlighting your health. So some of you are going to start a new diet. You're going to have this new routine. Jupiter in your 12th house is telling you to rest sometimes. Take it easy, do your meditation, go have a swim, spend some time by yourself. This is a time where you're going to reflect on the past few years and see what it is that you can, revise and maybe upgrade. Okay. So by the end of the month, obviously it's your season, and we have this new moon in Leo in your 1st house. And especially people who have planets at 2 degrees in Leo, you're going to be highly, highly impacted by this new moon. And here there is a lot of good ideas that might be coming up through your friends. So Uranus here is now in Gemini from the 7th of July in your 11th house. It's time to, find your out of the box friends, people who think out of the box, go out of their comfort zone, and they can really, really inspire you this month to maybe take a new path, to bring in new ideas. Now, Mercury retrograde is going internal. So here you are thinking about how you want to move forward with things. So now it's time to relax, okay? Not doing too much, treating yourself well, look at your diet. The South Node is together with Mars, so watch out with spending too much money. Because Mars can be aggressive, right? And the South Node can really drain your money. So be very careful that you're not overspending into things that maybe you don't need. Virgo likes to clean things up, and you don't want your money cleaned, okay? When it comes to investments, only if you do really good research, okay? Yeah, you have Pluto in your seventh house. So this is making huge changes in your relationships, in your business partnerships. Here you are being required to not give away your power to align with someone else. So there will be this push and pull. So if you're single, you might be attracting people that are trying to dominate you. Pluto here wants you to have healthy boundaries and, be secure within yourself. So it will pull like bad partners to you until you learn how to stand up for yourself, and also not that you need to manipulate people to love you. And usually this is not something bad, right? This is just thinking, this is usually something you need to do with the wrong people because they didn't love you anyways. If you feel like you need to do something for people to love you, that's not the right person, okay? And getting fertility as well. So here you are definitely creating new things. You're doing something maybe behind the scenes, like working towards a new project. And yeah, you can have some fun with your friends, like have great conversations and discussions. Love begins. This is time for you to pour into yourself. Jupiter in the 12th house. This is pouring love into yourself. You've been there for many people in the last few months, okay? Very outgoing, accelerated motion, positive movement forwards. Because next year, Jupiter is going to be in your sign. This is beautiful. So now it's time to reflect, prepare, and spend some time with yourself, right? Like sometimes we feel guilty if we're not doing enough. Like you should be doing more, I should be doing more. But actually, how can you give if you never take time to relax, to self-reflect, to slow things down? So this is the time for you. So yeah, that would be my message for you, my amazing Leo. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. If you want to book a reading with me, check out my website or my coaching program. You can always send me an email for more information. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. And until next time, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this Capricorn full moon in your fellow Earth sign, okay, in the fifth house. And especially if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising at 18 degrees, you will be highly impacted by this full moon, okay? It's going to give you a huge creative outburst. Jupiter is in Cancer in your 11th house. Beautiful time to meet new friends, to expand, to network, and to really show who you are, okay? Venus is in your 10th house this month in the sign of Gemini. And also Uranus just moved in your 10th house. So a lot of you are going to maybe working online. If you're working in science or doing things, you can even come up with new ideas that are so out of the box that are going to give you new work or attention. Like being different is really the key here to get you the job that you want, but you want a certain amount of freedom. You don't want to be caged, okay? You need to have freedom. Like, for example, if you're a teacher, you want to have the freedom to make kind of your own schedule, or to bring something forward that sometimes might be a bit shocking, but it really makes people think about stuff. Okay. Mercury is in the 12th house, retrograde. And, this sometimes brings in confusing communication. Like, you want to say something, but kind of something is holding you back. Also, the South Node and Mars are in your sign. Okay. So if you are a Virgo, someone arising around 20 to 21 degrees, you're definitely gonna have a bit of anger. You're gonna be a bit pissed. Okay. Like, maybe something you feel like you're losing yourself. It may be a relationship, or you feel like you're always there for others and you haven't been there enough for yourself. So any type of anger coming up this month is telling you, Virgo, maybe you're overgiving. Maybe you're giving too much. And maybe you're not letting people give to you. So make sure to have a healthy balance of giving and receiving. Or people could be having comments about your looks, and it really triggers you. Okay. So I always say everyone is made, in a perfect way. And there's always someone who loves what loves you for you. And sometimes people say silly things because it's really them who are triggered. Okay. Like, sometimes people are triggered with, I don't know, like with certain things. Like, for example, I'm getting comments about my hair. Like, yeah, my hair's not perfect, but I like my natural self. I'm not gonna like, I love earrings, but I don't want to be too fake, because ultimately I'm teaching people to accept themselves. So if I'm gonna be here with, like, fake lashes and eyebrows and, all this Botox what people do, I mean, Zoom is just giving this really fake skin. I mean, looks too perfect, but yeah, I'm all for natural stuff, because actually you can work on your skin from inside out. People think you need to put cream on your face to avoid like wrinkles and to avoid all those things, but it's actually food. It's healthy lifestyle. It's spending time in nature. But, I don't have to tell Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Most Virgos are pretty pretty good with their health, right? Unless you have a lot of fire in your sign. Like, fire signs sometimes can lack taking, or can be a bit rash when it comes to taking care of themselves, especially if a lot of Aries, they sometimes forget to take care of themselves. um yeah, so talking about health, actually, because Pluto is in the 6th house, so health is very key here. Okay. And around this new moon, you might want to relax a little bit. So around the 24th of July, take some time to relax. Take some time to recover. Because things are busy for you. A lot of things going on, okay? Soul family coming in your vision here. Also, we have heart's desires. So a lot of you are working on your heart's desires, okay? Body work. So some of you are healers, or you need to massage yourself, okay? I feel like some of you are maybe like your back is a bit hurting, like things have been stressful, so some of you just need a massage. And if you're into body work, this could be a good time to continue with that and move forward with that, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Virgo. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to know your chart or what's coming up, you can book a reading with me. You find all the information on my website, or you can send me an email. Okay, so thank you so much for being here, and until next time, thank you. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, Sun and Rising. Beautiful time for you, okay? Especially regarding your career. Jupiter now in Cancer, exalted. We have this full moon in Capricorn on the 10th of July in your 4th house, really bringing in new ideas. Like maybe you could have some ideas from family that you can use for your business. Maybe you need some time to rest at home, and that's gonna recharge you and bring in so much good energy to your work. So work is taking off for you, okay? Then also Venus is in the ninth house. So some of you are traveling. Some of you are definitely traveling, working online, or a trip can bring in fantastic new ideas for you. There could be some miscommunications with your friends this month, okay? Yeah, maybe you just kind of misunderstand each other, but you can definitely resolve it. So anything unresolved with friends or with your community that's not very clear can be cleared up right now. The South Node and Mars are in your 12th house. So be very, very careful with, if you don't rest enough, you're gonna, you're kind of feeling restless. You will see, you're gonna feel like, I want to do stuff and I don't want to do stuff. I want to do stuff and I don't want to do stuff. So being by yourself and moving a little bit would be the best way to deal with this. Also, hidden enemies. Okay, this sounds really crazy, but yeah, maybe some people that secretly kind of don't like you will be coming forward around this time. Okay, yeah, I recently had people asking me as well if I buy subscribers or if I'm cheating, and I was really surprised with that, right? Like, why would I do that? I worked so hard in the past 5 years to become so good or to become better and better at what I do. And that was really shocking to me that people would think um, that I would do something like that, and that person would go out of their way to 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 get this out of me, right? Like to call me and to ask me. I mean, yeah, if you're curious, you can ask me, but why would you ask me so straightforward? Like, I think you can see that I made over 500 videos. So I was kind of shocked. Like, yeah, why would I do that? No. I want it to be genuine, and that's what I'm teaching. Like you have to walk the talk, right? Like you cannot just teach people and not do that yourself. So things like that can be coming forward, like people coming with comments. So we have Neptune and Saturn in your seventh house, and this is related to your relationships. Okay, so relationships can be a bit tough, like career is taking off, but relationships are you're feeling maybe a bit restricted or not being completely yourself, or your partner requires more help from you, but you're also in like a really good time to take off your career. So there might be some difficulty there where you feel you need lots you need a lot of energy, but sometimes the energy is not 100% there, so make sure to rest. I'm getting flowers. So some of you Libras need some flowers in your home, okay? You need some flowers in your home, spend time with the earth. Artists. So I'm talking to some artists right here. So if you are an artist, this is definitely a very, very good time. Okay. Also, we have this new moon in the sign of Leo and in your 11th house. So a lot of focus, like I said, on your friendships, on your community. Maybe you want to launch something, but I would definitely wait until after Mercury retrograde. Okay. So after mid August would be a better time. Now it's time to get everything optimized, to reevaluate it. You can even reflect with your friends, like, what do you think about this? Do you think I need to optimize something or do something about my work? So, yeah, check in with them, see if they can give you some advice. And yeah, it's going to be a really good time for you. So you better get ready, Libra. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, until next time. So let's move on to the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. So here we have for you this full moon on the 10th of July in your third house, okay? And also Jupiter is in your ninth house. This is really good news, okay? Because you're a water sign. Jupiter is in a water sign. So it's going to give you such a good boost. And especially if you have sun, moon, or rising around 10 degrees, you're going to really feel this Jupiter. So the energy of Jupiter. So yeah, this is a wonderful time to travel, to take a trip, to, yeah, if you want to, okay, guys, I'm having a brain freeze. So if you want to travel or if you want to study something, if you want to teach something, this is really a good time to do that. Also, anything spiritual. So retreats, meditation, learning about yoga, learning new languages, and some of you might even settle abroad. This is a wonderful, wonderful time to do that. This new moon in your 10th house can really shift things. So new moon in Leo on the 24th of July can really shift things with your career. But sometimes it's like there's difficulty with the family, and you might feel a bit judged when it comes to your career, or your home situation can sometimes distract you from fully coming to your potential. Like you're feeling like there's always something going on in the home situation or in the, this could be like literally how in your, if you're buying a house or something, that there is something going on, or your family is kind of disrupting sometimes the flow of work, or things need to be done in the house, like constantly things need to be fixed. Then we have Mars and the South Node in your 11th house. So you will have some things with friends, okay? So some friends might be coming forward and ask you, I don't know, they might be coming forward and they kind of drop the mask. So past friends might be coming back, but is their intention pure or is it not pure? So masks are going to drop. So there might be a loss of a friendship here, but this is someone that was already not very stable in your life, okay? So definitely losses of friendships, maybe some even miscommunication with them, someone coming in quite strong, but you're just really focused on yourself right now, on your self-expression, on your creativity, on your career. Like some of you are building stuff for your career, you're traveling. Work can be quite demanding at times, okay? Because Saturn is in the 6th house, because it can weight you down a little bit. Yeah, you need to work in a really structured way, having structured routines. This is what Saturn wants, but it's in a conjunction with Neptune, so it's kind of confusing. Like, I want to have this strict schedule, but it's just really hard to stick to it. Okay, Scorpio. Triumphant success. Okay, so you're working towards success, okay? You're already gonna see some things coming to fruition. Look at that. So the more positive intentions you have, the more you're going to attract good things to you, okay? More pure your intentions, the better. And maybe because you're going to shine and there's going to be a lot of light on you right now, a lot of things coming to you, people are coming back, okay? Not everyone likes people thriving, okay? Some people get a little bit jealous and that's okay. They are literally what jealousy is they see something in you that they themselves have and not doing. So it's just up to you how you're going to deal with those situations, okay? Are you going to respond? Are you going to react? Sometimes it's better to kind of keep head up and just walk away. Let people do what they do. They need the mirror. So if you're going to comfort them and going to make them feel so comfortable, they're never going to learn, right? So sometimes it's good to put up a mirror. Sometimes I even visualize a mirror. If someone is really like being very ugly or not being so nice to me, I just visualize a mirror to them. Yeah, this was taught by a friend of mine. She was like, you can sometimes visualize a mirror, because if you're sure that this wasn't something you have done, like if you have done something, you need to take accountability. Like this is really important on the spiritual journey, that you take accountability for things you've done. But if people come in being mean, yeah, just or be direct with your communication, or visualize the mirror and be like, okay, yeah, that's your opinion, right? So new beginnings. A lot of you are going on a new beginning or preparing for a new career, okay? But it's a beautiful time for you. And yeah, some miscommunication at work, so be very aware with that. Things might get a bit heavy, but if you have the opportunity to travel or study something new, now is really the time to do that, Scorpio. So thank you so much for being here. If you like my channel, this video, subscribe to it. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you find all the information on my website, or you can just write me an email for more information. So thank you so much, Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Capricorn in your second house, okay? So a lot of you Sagittarius are working on new ways to make money. And you could even have some lucky breaks when it comes to receiving money, because Jupiter in Cancer is exalted. It's in your 8th house. So here you could maybe get some money back from the government, see some success with your investments. So you're seeing like, you invested a while ago and it's like, okay, things are really taking off for me. So it's a good time for investments. However, I would say best is beginning of July or after mid-August, because we do have Mercury retrograde. There could be some miscommunications or delays if you're traveling, because this new moon is in your 9th house of traveling. So be very aware of, yeah, there could be a flight delay or the bus is delayed, but this is actually bringing some things to reflect. Okay. And it's testing your patience and your communication skills. At the same time, if you're studying or doing some type of research or communicating, then it could be that you're taking a longer time to speak. But actually, Mercury retrograde wants you to think before you speak up. Okay. So it can be something very positive. And if you're studying, you maybe need to reread it a few times, but it will stick with you. Okay, so that's the positive side of Mercury retrograde. Now, the South Node and Mars are in your 10th house. So there could be some conflict in the workplace. So maybe some people that come in are a bit angry at you and you're like, what is going on? Okay, this is a past life situation coming back. Someone from the past could be coming back or commenting on your work or how you're doing things. And you have to stick with yourself. The North Node is in the 4th house. So you're going to have to internalize and stabilize what you're doing. And whatever it is that you put your mind into or you're focused onto, you have to believe that what your heart is telling you is right, no matter what other people are saying. Okay. So if people are going to be aggressive to you towards work, okay, or maybe it's you who's kind of done. It could be you who's like, you know what, I'm ready to let this job go. I'm going to go look for something else, or I'm going to travel in between. I'm going to look for something else. Now, Venus is in Gemini in your 7th house. Uranus here comes as well in your 7th house up until the 8th of November. And this means that you're going to be focused on like or like maybe trying new things in relationship, letting each other more free. So you could be working both on your own projects. If you're single, you're going to be attracted to people out of the box. So people older, younger than you, or people that just more quirky. Okay, people who love to communicate, who are very out of the box. You're going to be very drawn to that. Okay. Let's see, spiritual teacher. So with Jupiter there in the 8th house, I feel like a lot of you are working also on breaking certain cycles. So some of you are spiritual teachers, or you become your own spiritual teacher, where you're really going to see what patterns need to be broken. And also regarding communication, right? Communication in the workplace. But yeah, I am talking here to some readers. I feel like tarot readers are people that are wanting to teach, right? Leadership, you're on the right path. So some of you are doubting your path, like you're not really sure if you're on the right path. So this is a confirmation that you are on the right path. And I feel like your sensitivity is increasing. So some of you have increasing sensitivity, and it's hard to be in the workplace, even though you're a leader, right? Like, ooh, I feel like the microphone is making different noises. How is that possible? Yeah, it's echoing. So you're becoming more sensitive, okay? But you can still be a sensitive leader, right? You just have to find a career that makes things happen for you, makes things happen according to your personality. So yeah, definitely love could be on the cards, changes in work, breaking cycles, healing your inner child. That's going to be key for you to move to the next phase in your life and creating inner stability. So that's my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. Also, if you like my channel and you want to support me, you can subscribe to it. And also, if you want to book a reading and you want me to look into your chart, your life, your opportunities, you can check out my website, check out my coaching program, and you can always send me an email for more information. So thank you so much, Sagittarius. Let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Well, on the 10th of July, we're going to have a full moon in your sign. So you're going to be highly impacted by this full moon, especially if you have a Sun, Moon, and Rising at 18 degrees. Now, Jupiter is there in your 7th house. So this is your lucky time when it comes to love, okay? There is Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde will start on the 17th of July. So some of you are getting married this month. Best is before the, kind of 12th of July. So you don't have to deal with Mercury retrograde unless you have Mercury retrograde in your natal chart, because marriage is still a contract, right? But this is a wonderful time for love, you know, finding the one. So open your eyes, Capricorn. This can bring in a beautiful relationship for you if you're ready for it. We have also a new moon in the sign of Leo in your 8th house. So here you have to check your finances, okay? There might be something unfinished, something that you kind of forgot, or maybe something you forgot to fill in a papers or insurance or things like that. That's going to be brought to your attention. Okay, so it might come back and you need to resolve it. So Mercury retrograde just brings up things that are overlooked. Yeah, maybe some old issues regarding self-expression, like that maybe were holding you back when you were a child, might be coming up. Like, I can't do this. I don't know why it's not working. So these negative thought patterns might be coming up for you to break them. Because also Saturn is in a conjunction with Neptune in the 4th house. So here it's, family, which is kind of a tough situation for some of you, or a house that you need to maintain. And it's going to be like a long project. So some of you need to take care of family members. You feel like maybe even the connection with your family is cold, it's distant, and especially these lessons will be coming up with the retrograde. So Neptune retrograde and Saturn retrograde. And this is asking you, who are you in comparison to your family? How can you become more of yourself with your family? And like, how can you be yourself without asking other people to change? Okay. And this is a very deep deep thing, because very often we want other people to change, because it's more convenient. Like if other people do the work on themselves, but you can only meet people on the level they are at, right? Mars and the South Node in your ninth house. Okay, so if you're traveling, be very careful. Yeah, don't drive angry. Yeah, so watch the transport, don't drive angry. And if you are on a trip or if you're studying, you might sometimes be a bit frustrated, okay? Some frustrations might be coming up. Okay, there is a loss. Like some of you have experienced a loss because we do have also this new moon in Leo in your eighth house. So this could be a loss of a person, loss of a situation, loss of a relationship, because it's making space for something new, okay? And I always say if people are passing or there is a certain loss, send them blessings, because this is so important. Like even if people are passing to the other side, it's really important that we send them blessings, because sometimes you want to keep them here, but it's good to bless them. Bless you, thank you so much. Also for like an ending of a job or a relationship, like bless it. Thank you for the lessons you gave to me, so you can start fresh in a really more settled way. And also for the other person, um, things flow more easily, okay? And Uranus now in the sixth house, okay? So Uranus moves in the sixth house on the 7th of July. So here comes in super brilliant ideas when it comes to work. But a lot of you are going to feel a bit trapped, okay? If you're in a very 9 to 5 job or like in a very structured job, you're going to suddenly feel like you want to break free. So some of you want to freelance, you want to have flexible hours, you want to work maybe hybrid. This desire is going to come up, okay? Rest and rejuvenate. So some of you definitely need to rest. Take it easy. Don't go too quick, because I'm getting like fears are going to come up. This is also because of Mars and the South Node. Like maybe you feel like you haven't done enough, like you should be doing more. So yeah, envy of relationships. So there could be some envy from people regarding your relationships. Because ninth house is also second relationship, second marriage. Okay. So some people might feel a bit jealous of that, or someone is coming in that doesn't come in with the right intentions. Because Jupiter attracts multiple opportunities for partners, but you need to filter who is the right person for you, okay? You have to feel that in your gut, because Jupiter tracks all sorts of things and you need to see like what is best for you. And you don't want to attract someone, and it's weird, right? But some people are coming in your life because something needs to be resolved from a past life, right? South Node. And they're not coming in with 100% good intentions, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to book a reading with me, or you have interest in my coaching program, have a look at my website. You can also send me an email for more information. And until next time. So let's move now to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Capricorn in your 12th house. So for you, it's time to look into your health. Jupiter is in the 6th house, okay? So any health issues could be resolved right now for you. But around this full moon on the 10th of July, it's just a good time to rest, okay? Not to do too much, maybe reflect. You could be changing jobs. Work could be great, quite amazing for you right now. You could be getting compliments. People really appreciate what you're doing. We have this new moon in Leo in your 7th house, okay? Mercury is retrograde. So you might be hearing from ex-partners, people from, almost want to say, like, you might be attracting partners also from a past life, that things need to be resolved. And I wouldn't say that this is an opportunity to meet someone new that doesn't work out, because it might work out actually. You just have to wait until after Mercury retrograde. Then we have um, Mars conjunct the South Node in your eighth house. Okay, so this could be a certain loss. Okay, loss of a person, loss of a situation, um, some big cycle that you want to break, and you're gonna be so pissed about it if it's a cycle that you're gonna be like, I'm gonna let this go because I don't like this. This is finally something I'm willing to let go of. And because also Pluto is in your sign retrograde, this is a time for you to really self-reflect, okay? You are in a massive transformative time. Watch your finances as well. Like, watch out for scams. Things might be coming back, like regarding your, if there's like a divorce or a joint venture, like make sure that you get everything well registered. Um, yeah. But besides all that, you have Uranus now in the fifth house. So some of you are like very creative right now, okay? Creative ideas. And with Saturn there in the third house, some of you are going to write something for the long term. It's going to be hard. Like if you want to write a book or things like that, you have brilliant ideas, but it's going to be a slow process. It's not going to go really, really fast. This is also a beautiful time for dating. But like I said, it could be someone from the past, and you have to see what their intentions are. Um, Venus is also there in the fifth house. Spending time with your kids this month. Beautiful. Partnerships and alliances. So, yeah, if there's any kind of cycle you want to break regarding partnerships, this is your opportunity. Okay. Prosperity begins. So, your hobbies could even become like a job for you. So a lot of you are working on certain skills, you're working on improvement, and sometimes you just have to get really pissed and really angry to make things happen. And it's going to be feeling like a tough time, but it's going to be the best time, because this is the time where you feel like at the moment where you're like, I have nothing to lose. This is what I want to do, and I don't care what it takes. This is going to be the time. Look at there's a door there, and it requires maybe patience, but I don't think anger is a bad thing. I actually think anger sometimes is a good thing, as long as you don't react it to other people or on yourself, and just see it as, I just want to be pissed today. Like, people always want to hold all their emotions in their body, and this is so unhealthy because it's going to create a lot of unhealthy situations. Um, but yeah, it's good to really out in your emotions and to express them in healthy ways. Okay? Moving on. So you're leaving something behind and you're going to move on to the next journey, okay? So be angry about it. Work on your skills. Keep thriving in your work, because people are going to appreciate what you're doing. You might get really good news regarding your health. So this transformative time is bringing out the best version of you. Okay. So remember that when things are hard, this is bringing out the best version that you haven't even seen. You're going to surprise yourself with how strong you are and how amazing you're doing. So give yourself a compliment and lots of love. Okay. So this is my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. Let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have Capricorn full moon in your 11th house. So this is related to your friendships, your community. And Jupiter now is in the fifth house. Okay. This is a beautiful placement, especially if you want to have children. So if you have your Sun, Moon, and Rising around 10 degrees, you're highly impacted and you're going to feel so creative. You're going to feel so excited about, working with your creativity, this is a beautiful time to do that. Mars is in a conjunction with the South Node in your seventh house, so there could be some disagreements or some anger coming up with your partner, or maybe an ex-partner. Okay, someone from the past is coming back saying something, or that could really trigger you. Maybe you've met someone new and your past partner is not happy about that. Okay, because you're in a transition from, you know, love to new love. So if you're single, this is a time to also break those patterns, break certain relational patterns that you're ready to leave behind, because you could be very soon meeting someone else. Okay. New moon in Leo on the 24th of July is going to be in your sixth house. And Mercury retrograde is here as well. So this month sometimes could be having some miscommunication with colleagues. Also, you need some introspection when it comes to maybe your way of speaking at work, but also observe your thoughts related to your health, right? Because how we think is reflecting in your body. So you're gonna look at, what am I thinking about myself, about your self-image, and how can you improve that? How can you be nicer to yourself? Like a lot of people who talk bad or negative about themselves, they take it out. Like some people stop eating, they don't want to nurture themselves, or they're going to eat too much. And this often has to do with self, not talking in a positive way to yourself. Okay. The more you love yourself, the more you can live a balanced life. So Uranus is now in your fourth house, and from the 7th of July up until the 8th of November, and it's in the sign of Gemini. So some of you might suddenly move, you might feel a bit restless at home, or you decide to work from home. Okay, that's really going to feel better for you right now in the upcoming years. Okay, I'm seeing some jealousy and celebration. So some of you are celebrating something. This could be a new project, this could be a new child, but yeah, there could be some envy or some jealousy from past partners or people around you, okay? Which is very common with Mars conjunct the South Node, okay? But yeah, here, look at that. Throat chakra and foundations and achievements. So maybe you recently moved or you're moving, and yeah, being at home is going to make you feel comfortable. And also being at home brings in a lot of creative ideas for you. Okay. So this month is very positive. Um, Saturn is in your second house with Neptune, so it can kind of restrict your money. Watch out for spending too much or not spending anything at all. You have to find a way to give and take, really, is what is required from this conjunction. And also know that you deserve money and you deserve to be seen in the things that you do. So be comfortable by sharing your creativity. And Saturn doesn't deny money. It just gives you, uh, like, it wants you to appreciate the money that you're receiving. So you become more grateful and thankful for it. Okay. So keep thriving, keep working on your skills. And yeah, this is going to be a really good month for you. So thank you so much for being here, Pisces. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to book a reading with me, or you want to know, your birth chart, or you want to look into my coaching program, yeah, have a look on my website. Also, you can send me an email. You can always ask me questions about certain projects. So thank you so much for being here, Pisces. I'm wishing you all the best, and until next time, bless you.